Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got a awesome game between AcerNerchio and Republic of Gamers Elfi. Elfi is the red Protoss player in the top right, Nerchio the blue Zerg in the lower left, and this is game 1 of a best of 5. So I'm super looking forward to it. It is from the Gigabyte Nvidia Invitational, and it should be sweet as. Of course, the map is Cloud Kingdom. It's quite an interesting map for ZvP. Primarily, the most notable thing is this third base for the Zerg player, in my opinion. This is the key characteristic of this map, is that it's got a big ramp up into the third. You've also got this back route in, and there's still the entrance up into the natural, and that can make it a bit difficult to defend all of these different positions. There's also a lot of blink play you can do as a Protoss player here, where you can just come in with an observer, blink up into the main base, back down into the third. That's before the Zerg player goes for that third base. And of course, if you look up at the Protoss side, they actually have a lot of interesting things you can do when taking this third. You can get a nice wall off literally along here, also along there, depending on where you want to go, and actually it's a very, very easy third to take, in my opinion. So we'll wait to see how this game plays out, but we've already got the pylon down here for Elfi, which suggests that we are going to see some kind of fast expansion. My money would personally be on a Nexus first. Reason being is just because it's quite a safe map, in my opinion. Nerchio going for the 14 pull there, but I definitely reckon we'll see a Nexus first, and then probably grab down quite a quick forge after that. I reckon Elfi will play it a bit more risky on this game 1. So hopefully we'll see that play out as I predict. Nerchio, obviously, against the fast expansion, needs to take a quick natural and an even quicker third. About 4 to 5 minutes would be ideal here, about 4 minutes 20 being the absolute money. So for those of you who don't know, Nerchio, he did very well in Home Stories Cup 5, came first in a 4-1 against Yonghua, and of course Elfi, less well known. He did go for that Nexus first, by the way, but Elfi has won some pretty good things. I mean, he's done very well in the Zotac Cups, also quite a few other kind of smaller competitions he's done well in as well. So two very, very good players, so it'll be really interesting to see how this goes. Of course, those kind of winnings were just of the main things in 2012. There's lots more both these players have done in the past, and we will see that Overlord will see everything that it needs to. You just have this probe on its way down. There's no block attempt on this natural base here out of Elfi yet, but we do have a couple of Zerglings out. They're going to try and get this around, but surprisingly they don't go for the probe in the slightest, and well, at some point very soon Nerchio is going to need to go for that expansion, but there is a drone managed to sneak its way in, although for the moment that's not going to go any further, and that drone can just stay there. And the pylon goes down, but there is still a gap there. That's going to be a major problem. A lot of probes being pulled here because these Zerglings are going to be able to get in and just be so irritating, and unless this is walled off very, very well, those Zerglings could do an awful lot of damage. If we look here, a couple of probes getting taken down already, the drone helping massively in soaking up some damage, and this is just a great, great start for Nerchio. He's getting some damage, he gets through past the photon cannon as well, and already we will see that 3 workers have been killed here by Nerchio, which is just all very, very nice. And with 3 Zerglings in his base, Elfi's gonna have to just keep some attention there, because if he doesn't watch these probes very, very carefully, basically these 3 Zerglings can do an awful lot of damage, as they already are. They can just pick off the odd worker, and this is just eating up some of Elfi's attention. It's going to be quite distracting. Behind this, of course, Nerchio does have his third base on the way, all at good timings, but this is just going to be so irritating. And another probe is looking like it could take some damage, and every time Elfi pulls all of those workers off, he is just losing a little bit of mining time, which ultimately is going to cost him. And we will see that these 2 Zerglings, one has been taken down. It's going to be a bit annoying. Nothing being made yet. I mean, that one Zealot is on its way out, but the Zerglings will be faster. If we take a look down at Nerchio's base, his third is about 2/3 done. He's got up his spawning pool, no gas yet, which is to be expected. He'll probably take 4 gas at once at around the 40 to 50 supply mark. The Cybercore on its way down here for Elfi as well now. Chrono boosting out those probes still, so no +1 or anything like that on the way yet, and still just 1 Zergling. And while this Zergling isn't going to be able to do much damage, it's giving him so much scouting information. He knows exactly what's going on everywhere. He's going to see the gas timings, which is absolutely critical to know what kind of tech is going to be coming down. And really, until a Stalker comes out, there's very little that Elfi can do about that Zergling. The third base up and running. We've got Probe getting run down here. The 4 gas are, well, 2 gas being taken now for Nerchio. He's got a lot of queens popping absolutely everywhere, so he's up to that 3 queen mark, which is really the minimum you'd ever go. I personally like getting creep spread only queens, so maybe 4 off of 3 bases, maybe even 5, just to really accelerate how much creep you can get there. And of course, the one Zergling is still running around being so irritating. If he does spot that robotics facility, it'll be absolutely fantastic. And of course, now Elfi has lost all of the basically advantage he can get from Nerchio not knowing what's coming, but Nerchio now is going to be fully aware of the exact tech path and what could be on its way. And if we take a look around, we've got well, good saturation at all of these bases. Clearly some lag or something going on there for a split second. And the way you know how well the saturation is going is if you select all the drones mining minerals, it should be 2 lines there. So for anyone who doesn't know that, that's a great way to check. We do have the starport, double starport actually coming, Stargate coming down here for Elfi. That is going to be incredibly potent, but of course Nerchio is not going to know it's coming down. The robotic facility is going to finish, and I'm really interested to see if Nerchio does get scouts off on that. And I can't believe I called them a starport, not a stargate. What am I on about? The 4th and 5th gas are being taken down here as well for Nerchio, but Elfi has been on 4 gas for quite a long time, and the only thing which is the giveaway is there's no chrono boost coming down here on the forge, but the observer coming out will spot that overlord and won't actually go down. It should be able to get away pretty comfortably away from that sentry, but we do now just have the probes moving out, the zealot protecting the 3rd if it does ever go down. And so far we've just got a lot of Phoenix on their way out, or there will be a lot of Phoenix on their way out, and that will be very, very interesting to see how that changes the dynamic of this match, because for the moment Nerchio is looking to be on the money. I mean, if we look at the worker count, he's up to 64 workers. We'll probably go for about another 10 workers at some point, and at which point he'll be absolutely wants to be a complete wall off coming here by Elfi as he starts moving over to the 3rd, but that overlord is already there. A lot of Phoenix are still coming out, 2 more getting chrono boosted as well, some more gateways being added on, and Phoenix are incredibly irritating once they get in higher numbers. If nothing else, all of these overlords on the field will get taken down, queens can get lifted, and really, and if you don't have any kind of spore crawlers down or anti-air, you've got big problems, and infestors aren't even that great against them unless the Phoenix are clumped up, because obviously the fungal growths won't be that powerful. We do have Zergling streaming up here for Nerchio. He's taking a look around, checking on the 3rd, and will now scout all 5 of those Phoenix rather. That Overlord is staying up though, which is quite surprising, purely just running back because he knows now that they have been scouted, the spores will almost certainly have been thrown down. 7 on the way out here for Nerchio, so basically Elfi has a very, very small window in which to attack, and unless he takes it down hard, he's going to have problems. But all of these Overlords are exposed, and 5 Phoenix eat through Overlords incredibly quickly, and this is costing Nerchio an awful lot, but he does have those spores out now, and that's kind of going to put the end to it. I mean, there's spores just literally everywhere right now. The observer is getting taken down, and that goes all of the vision. Nerchio is gearing up for a big push behind this, and suddenly this mass Phoenix play is starting to run into problems. The +1 air attack even coming down, that is a bit more of a rare upgrade, but Roaches there pushing in, the cannons are getting focused down incredibly quickly, and now we have got Elfi in massive, massive problems. Phoenix are great for harassment, but they do not engage well in a head-on fight, even with the lifts going down. It's just going to take so long. Some great force fields trying to hold off as much as possible, but with only 1 Stalker and a Sentry there, these Phoenix are going to have to do something pretty damn amazing. And they're just simply not killing things fast enough, and while the force fields are being very, very defensive, the Zerglings and Roaches do now start streaming in. They're going to be able to do so much damage. There are only 3-4 now warp gates on the field, and while there are some Zealots coming in, Elfi is taking absolutely huge damage here everywhere. The Phoenix are slowly trying to pick off all of these Roaches, but of course, even if this is held off, if you look back down in Nerchio's base, he's gearing up with a lot of stuff. He's got loads of infestors coming out, and while he has held it so far, I mean, how much did he lose? A whopping 20 workers already been taken down. That takes it 73 to 40. Elfi is in a terrible position here, but he does have an awful lot of Phoenix. Of course, the Phoenix, though, have no way to deal with the spores. That's going to be the big problem. And essentially Elfi may just have to try and take some damage, or at least take a couple of hits, but the infestors are there, and look how clumped up all of those Phoenix are. A big fungal growth could absolutely ruin Elfi's day right now, but he is trying to split them up as best he can. Some infested turns getting lobbed down. There goes some big fungal growth, so getting an awful lot of those Phoenix there. And I mean, the infestors, they are getting picked up and taken down, but a chain fungal and quite a few I mean, a lot are on their way, and there's the GG from Elfi. So that was game 1 of this best of 3. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, leave a cool comment. But most importantly, if you did enjoy, flick to my channel and let's find game 2, because that should be absolutely awesome. See you there in a sec. Bye for now.